What's up, guys? ClutchFan37 here, and today I'm going to give you some more background information regarding Iconic Lacrosse. For those of you who don't know and haven't followed me on Instagram, Iconic Lacrosse is a project I've been working on for the last 2 or 3 months or so, and now it's really starting to take action and work into it. So this video is going to be more or less background information, not necessarily, not necessarily what it is, the meaning behind it, but just kind of give you guys some more info on my plans for it and what I'm hoping to do. So first off, huge thanks to Stelios over at Spartan Strings for making the logo. I'll be posting that on Instagram probably, I don't know, within the next week or so, and I'm really going to build off of that, but he did a killer job, and I can't thank him enough. But outside of that, Iconic Lacrosse it's kind of my future and what I would like to do with lacrosse-related items, whether it's making a career for myself or something that's on the side that I do that's not necessarily sitting in the apartment dying and stringing heads for you guys. It's something much bigger than that, and it also plays off of what I would like it to become. So Iconic Lacrosse has been an idea of mine for 3 or 4 years now, and now that I have a year or 2 years left of school and I'm not really playing college lacrosse anymore, I feel like now is a good time to really work for it. So like I said, I'll be doing different videos within the next month or so to kind of explain more about it and hopefully get some of you guys excited about it. But this is just kind of some background information on what it is, what I want it to be, and how you guys can potentially help me. So starting off, Iconic Lacrosse is based off of 3 principles, which is integrity, passion, and character. And I'm going to do a video on each of those later on that kind of describes what it means to me, what I think it should mean to people, and ultimately those are 3 qualities I think that makes a person who they are, and that's kind of what you base your decision off of. Obviously passion, whatever you're passionate about drives you to continue to do it, to be better at it. For me, it's lacrosse. Whether your passion is lacrosse, like most of ours will be, or it's music, making videos, whatever it is, whatever you're passionate about makes you do what you do. Integrity is, it's kind of like being honest, but it's also morally more sound. Anyone can be honest, but it takes a bit more to have integrity. So those two, although they're synonyms, can kind of bounce off of each other. Having integrity it's a big role in who you are as a person, and I think that all 3 of these main core concepts will bounce off each other and make you a person. But having integrity it plays a big role in being a person. I think if everyone can take, maybe a decision at a time, or a decision a day to have integrity and do the right thing, it can ultimately lead to a better lifestyle. And finally, character. That is, being a character or characteristics it's who you are and what you do. Everything that you go through in life, whether it's good or bad, the decisions you make and whatever you do with your life ultimately will build your character and who you are as a person. So those 3 concepts together, in my opinion, can make or break a person. They can make you a really good person, make you a decent person, or make you a bad person. And I think that those 3 can be tied into kind of a lacrosse aspect. Now, if I lost you, maybe pause the video and take some time to think about it, but if you continue to listen and maybe kind of understand a little bit of this information before I do separate videos to really dive into those 3 aspects, you may start to understand what I'm talking about. So from there, those 3 things ultimately make a person who they are, and makes you who you are, and makes me who I am. And I'm definitely one of the first people to say that I am not the best person in the world. By no means is anyone really. It takes a lot to really become a good person, and keeping religion and stuff out of this because I don't really care about that kind of stuff. Just doing decisions makes you who you are, and me playing lacrosse and some of the decisions I've made, like not going to a top college and staying at home, has really impacted my life and changed me, in my opinion, for a better reason. By no means am I telling you guys not to do that, but like I said, we'll dive into that in different videos. It's just kind of background information. So now, my plan for Iconic Lacrosse and what I want it to be, there's kind of 2 different aspects. One of them which will be taking effect within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and the other one is kind of like a career-long goal with it. The first one being Iconic Lacrosse. I want to do something similar to what Throwing a String does, and hopefully they don't get mad at me, but I'll do something similar where every so often you offer a very limited collection of whether it's apparel or a custom dye job or whatever it is, but I want it to kind of have a story to it. Iconic Lacrosse, I'll be having some base apparel within the next week or so, but I think every month to 2 months I want to do something special that's, a special colorway that kind of tells a story to it. I've been looking at some different ideas for Native American colors and what they mean as a person or as a tribe, and I really like some of the ideas and schemes they have. And I think having, a custom shirt or sweatshirt with those colors on it, and maybe a saying on the back or on the front can really motivate a person, but also, tell a story. Having, like, let's say an orange and green sweatshirt, which is kind of a weird combo, if someone sees that, they may think you're Irish, but in my opinion, and the story that may go along with these custom releases could mean something completely different. And who knows, maybe one of these releases really stands out to you and something that you really, support and you really like the idea behind. So it's not really a way for me to make money, but more or less a way for me to express myself through stories and custom apparel that maybe you guys can get behind as well. But with that being said, I have some cool plans of custom apparel packages where you can just get a shirt or a sweatshirt or sweats or whatever it is, but from there you can move up to, a package of 3 shirts or, a sweatshirt, a long sleeve shirt, and a short sleeve shirt if it's a storyline and a color scheme that you're really into. But then from there also move into a custom dyed head with those colors and kind of a storyline with it that you can use, and if you're a nerd like me or you like to talk about gear, you can kind of tell the story behind it. So like I said, that's kind of not immediate, that's kind of like a month or 2 down the road, but just an idea I have. And from there, another thing that I have in the works that I'm actually probably going to finalize within this week is custom gloves. For those of you who don't know, getting custom gloves for anything is a little difficult. It takes a lot of money, it takes some time, and it also, typically is only through certain teams and stuff. But having a pair of gloves with a certain colorway that you can't get anywhere else, to me is, for one, me making money off of it, which is ultimately a little bit what drives me. I want to turn this into a career, but also making it something cool. But having a pair of custom gloves that has the colorway of Iconic Lacrosse on it, has a logo on it, and is something that you really won't find anywhere else, I think that's really cool. I think I've bounced that idea off of a couple people, and most of them they're all for it. I could show up to a game with a pair of Rochester Nighthawks gloves or my USA gloves, and people know what those are. But if you show up to a game or practice with a pair of lacrosse gloves that no one's seen before in a colorway and a logo, they'll probably ask questions about it. And from there, you can talk to them a little bit about it. So that's kind of the money aspect and what I want to do. I haven't done a good job explaining it because it's still in the works, but that's kind of what you guys can help me with, is bouncing ideas off of each other and kind of giving you ideas of what you want to see, and if you have a cool story to tell and you can implement some colors or like a cool technique dye job to it, that could be cool. Then in the future, going into what I would like to turn it into eventually is maybe a club lacrosse type of situation where I'm based in Denver, and here in Denver there's a lot of club teams, but a lot of them are focused on winning and building these top-notch players, so the coach can eventually say, hey, I sent young Jacob to Johns Hopkins. He played for me 6 years ago. But to me, I've got 2 or 3 friends that are also on board with this. I love to coach a team where we do good, we play, but I also want to kind of pass on my love for the sport onto other people, as well as my 2 other friends who are really into this. The idea behind it is not necessarily to build a good player, but not necessarily build a good player, or even teach them how to win or what skills are going to make them the best they can be on the field. I want to do it that not really any club teams do, which is teaching the sport in the sense that it gives a lot back to you, and there's so much you can do with lacrosse that it's just, I'm losing train of thought here. I've been talking a while and trying to make this video, but ultimately my morals and my ideas of lacrosse are different than what yours could be or what anyone else's could be. A lot of people want to go out there and win a championship and be a star athlete and see their name on a billboard, or see their name in bright lights one day. But to me, I just want to go out there and play lacrosse and have fun. whether it's 1 goal a game or 12 goals a game, as long as I'm out there having fun around the people I love being around, to me that's a great escape from life. You know, by no means is my life bad. I have a fairly good life in my opinion, but every once in a while, things get stressful, and one of the first things I do, if it's not hanging out with my girlfriend or doing something with her, it's lacrosse related. If I'm having a rough weekend and I have a game Saturday, that's all I'm thinking about all Saturday or all Friday, and not necessarily, I don't think, okay, we have a game, we could win. It's more or less, I have a game and I can go have fun. So to me, I want to teach people that lacrosse is not only a sport to win, but it's also, in my mind, it's an escape from life. It's an escape from all the nitty gritty parts of life, all the things that could be stressing you or keeping you down, and it's just fun. So in the long run, I would like to turn it into a lifestyle, I guess you'd say, of playing lacrosse and having fun with it and just ultimately enjoying life. So that's ideally what Iconic Lacrosse can be and what I would like it to be. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more videos of this and kind of describing to you guys the different aspects of it, what I'm doing this week for it, the next week, things like that. But this is just kind of some background information. Maybe you guys can be on board. You can tell me your opinions on it. If you think it's a bad idea, go ahead and tell me. But it's something that I really want to do. So, little recap. Iconic Lacrosse is based off of 3 main elements, which is passion, integrity, and character. Ultimately, those 3 things make a person who they are. If you are passionate about lacrosse and you're someone who has integrity and you ultimately have a good character, you're iconic for the sport. You're iconic for whatever it is. A prime example, in my opinion, would be Jesse and Stelios from Spartan Strings. They are very, very nice guys. They're genuine. They actually care about the sport. They care about providing knowledge. And if you watch their videos, they're not very serious. They're always out there having fun and joking around. But people look up to them. I'm older than both of them, and I look up to them because what they're doing now is what I wish I could be doing, what I wish I would have done. So Iconic Lacrosse is not the elite level player. It's iconic people. It's building yourself to be someone that people will look up to and someone who just enjoys doing what they do. So the guys at Spartan Strings are prime examples of it. From there, like I said, the kind of money aspect and how I would be making some type of profit off of it, but also allowing you guys to have like one-of-one equipment and one-of-one apparel is a storyline behind certain apparels, certain color schemes, and certain designs to go with them. Like I said, bouncing ideas off of Native Americans and how colors play into their lifestyles. Could be, the November release of apparel. It could be a design on a pair of custom gloves that no one else will ever have besides the amount of people who support Iconic Lacrosse and are into it. So those are kind of the main aspects that I can follow right now and start to push and make a dream come true. As time goes on and, summer's here, I can work into having camps and clinics of having fun and teaching kids not only how to, I guess, ultimately be better lacrosse players, but be better people and just to enjoy the sport. So that's kind of the future plan, but the immediate future is that aspect. So to start off, I'm going to show you guys a whole in-depth of this head and how I dyed it up and the meaning behind it. But this is kind of going to be the basis of Iconic Lacrosse and the beginning of what it is. So here it is. It's got the Iconic Lacrosse logo right here, which is just an eye. The words were too small to put around it, so I just did the eye because it, from a distance, it stands out. It doesn't really, I don't know any other logos that look like that, so it stands out a little bit. And from there, it's a black dye with Carolina blue and red kind of Aztec pattern to it. Those have different meanings, which I'll dive into as the first release comes out and I kind of further it on. But from there, it just says Iconic right there. It's very simple, but as you can see, this is going to be kind of the base color scheme of Iconic Lacrosse. Black, white, Carolina blue, and red are all 4 colors that, Carolina blue, they don't go together, they clash. But red kind of stands for elite and standing out, and Carolina blue more or less stands for elegancy and just kind of, I don't know what the right word is, like serenity or being kind of calm with life. So you combine those two and then bring it all together with black, which is the color for warrior, which, lacrosse is a sport of warriors, really. It's intense, it's high impact, it's It's played by men and women, but it's played by men. So those three colors combined kind of tell a unique story, which, like I said, I'll dive into it different. But this is the start of iconic lacrosse. This is what I'm hoping to push forward and make you guys a part of, as well as developing an elite team of iconic lacrosse players who not only support the idea but are also iconic people in nowadays society, especially in the lacrosse community. Jesse and Stelios from Spartan Strings are perfect examples, and they will, as long as they want to stay on board with it, they're going to be big ambassadors for what I want iconic lacrosse to be. So if you watched the whole video, thank you for watching. Let me know down below your opinions on it, what you think about it, and if you think you can get behind iconic lacrosse. This is just the background information describing what it can be and what I hope it to be. But hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks after this video, I'll have more info, as well as kind of a set timeline of how things are going to go. So thanks for watching, guys. This is, hopefully will play out the way I want it to. It's ideally a dream of mine, and I think it can really help some people out there who are kind of trying to find themselves, really. So iconic lacrosse coming soon. Thank you for watching for the 4th time. I appreciate it. Any feedback you guys have down below would be great.